Hey, so this is the Brea Jordai show. Wow. Today I have a few gentlemen in the room. This is going to be a great interview. So, independent artists, people in the city, I just hope you all are tuned in and you know what's going on with our city. I'm making sure that I bring that to you. I'm making sure you all know what's going on. I typically like to start the interview off with just talking about my week, things like that. Last weekend was my birthday, so it was amazing, a great birthday. I feel completely different. I was looking at my old pictures from my last birthday when I turned 25 to this year, and I'm like, man, what a transformation, just, personally. So I'm happy about that. I feel blessed about that. And it is Libra season, so for all the Libras out there celebrating your birthdays, happy birthday to you. Much love to you. Keep on grinding and doing your Libra thing, because I know how that is. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get to this interview, and let's do this. So, who do I have in the building?
I'm Chrishaw Clarke, owner, CEO, founder of Sicurrency Marketing. SI stands for Self-Inflicted Currency. I have my cousin who's here from New York, just moved to Cleveland.
Leroy McKellar.
And I have Chef Dundada, who's a good friend of mine.
How you doing, everybody?
All right, now, okay, so I guess to start, thank you guys for being here today. Tell me a little bit about what you do for those who aren't really familiar with you, Chrishaw.
All right, I do marketing in the city overall. I work with small businesses, individuals, talents, services. If you have something to get it out there to the people, I'm the guy to do it. Not just Cleveland, but Ohio, and I can say the world at this point. I have a lot of contacts I've been working with. One thing that people focus on the most that I do is the events, because most people follow my event page on social media, on Instagram. So my events kind of range all over the city, different markets. I target everybody. I don't have a set target audience. I want everybody to be a part of my movement, as I should. Cleveland is small enough for somebody to be able to do so, so I think I am the person to do so. At first, when I first started, I came into the mindset just to do marketing, to find people to work for. After a while, dealing with Cleveland, I was like, yeah, maybe I'll switch the game around. Now I'll be the one in charge. Now I'll hire people to work for me. And it worked out for me. If you do have social media, follow us on any social media platform, Sicurrency. If you have Facebook, just spell it out, Self-Inflicted Currency, and they'll pop up. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Just check us out. We're everywhere.
I love it. That's amazing. I do have to say, you are very buttoned up. I have been to a few of your events in the past, personally, with one of my friends, Rosebud. She has taken me to maybe a couple of your events, and I'm like, okay, this is cool. Always a nice vibe. Was never like a lot of drama or anything like that in the building. So for people that just like to vibe to good music and just have a good time, definitely hit up your events for sure. So I want to rewind because you said a few different things that I have questions about. First off, where are you from? Are you originally from Cleveland?
Oh no, I was born in Jamaica. I moved to America in 1997. I was 5 years old. I moved to the Cleveland area, Cleveland Heights to be exact. I grew up in the Cleveland Heights area for the most part, and I moved to Shaker in 8th grade. Then I went to high school for Shaker for 2 years, and then lucky me, I took early college at Cleveland Heights. So I went to Shaker and Cleveland Heights High School for 2 years. So that's my background as far as schooling.
So wait, how does one do that? How did you get to do that?
Well, when I was in about 9th grade in high school, a program started for 11th and 12th graders that I kept my eye on. It was a business marketing program where you could take classes at certain schools that offer college courses before you're actually in college. It's like a Tri-C, Hiram, high school in the city of Cleveland program. Kept my eye on it, and as I got to the 11th grade, I found out that business and marketing and stuff that all revolved around business was something I kind of had a passion for. So when I had the opportunity to take it up, I did. Talked to my mom about it, and she kind of loved it because I grew up in Cleveland Heights, and that's where the school I was going to, coming from Shaker Heights. So it worked out perfectly, and I took the course and just fell in love, man. I would say it's faith. I gotta say it's faith. It's faith. It's destined to be, and I went into what I'm doing now: marketing, business, international business affairs, and things like that.
That's amazing. So it's something that you learned about yourself earlier on in your life that you wanted to get involved in. Where did you get that from? Is that something that just was like a core value within your family? Being from Jamaica, did you see your parents do something? I mean, did you just come out the womb wanting to be an entrepreneur?
Yeah. Well, I got a passion for wanting to help people. My whole family always been helpful. I think the main person I could target, the main two people I could target is my granddad and grandma. My granddad, entrepreneur, he did everything for anybody that he could. He was very successful in Jamaica, so his decision to come to America for the American dream, as you could call it, back in the 80s, that just kind of showed me how much of a boss mentality he had. As a young kid, I seen that. Now, my grandma, ever since I came here, one thing that she was interested in was foster care. So growing up in her house in Cleveland Heights before I moved to Shaker, she had a lot of kids in and out, in and out. When I was younger, I didn't think too much of it, but as you got older, you kind of understand, like, my grandma really care for people that she don't even know, strangers. She really helped. To this day, she has her own nursing homes where she bring people in and just help them out. So that kind of where I came from. I like helping people. I like putting people in positions to win. I like doing it all when it comes to marketing. I like putting people out there and giving people a chance to get theirs. You know, a lot of people don't have the background that I have as far as education. So, but people have the creativity, the mindset. I'm here to help manifest. You know, I'm here to create and manifest. So that's kind of where it came from. But my grandma and my granddad just want to help everybody. I'm like, I don't know how you can help everybody. It took me a while to get out of my own selfish ways to get that way to want to help everybody. So that's kind of where it came from.
Okay, so it took you a minute for yourself to see that, you know, helping people, that's the way, you know, that's the only way to evolve as a person. Would you say like it was like a moment that triggered that? Was it just you just having an epiphany about everything your grandmother did? Your grandmother?
I came here at 5, so as time went on, you know, certain things become more transparent, so you can see what it really is. You know, I'm thinking she's just doing it as a job, but I've seen that she's not going to a nursing home. She's bringing them to her home. Entrepreneurship. My granddad, I could see he could work for a landscaping company or work for somebody else, but he's not. He has his own McKellar landscaper. Entrepreneurship. So they're both helping out what they're doing it. Entrepreneurship, being bosses, instead of, you know, really working for the next man or working for the next woman or working for the next company or corporation. They're doing it by themselves. When I seen they can do it, and the people that raised me, I figured out I could do it.
Okay, so you never wanted a job. Have you ever had a job?
Yeah, I was just talking about the other day, I probably had about 5 jobs.
Yeah, name your favorite job.
Favorite? As far as an experience, I liked working at Next on Coventry. That was 2011. That was a good job because I worked for commission, but I got to meet so many cool people that was coming in the shop and want to talk. As far as my best job financially, when the Horseshoe Casino, which is now the Jack Casino, opened up, I was a valet there. So you had millionaires millionaires coming out. I was doing valet, big tips, and this is a good job. I was working from 8 p.m. to 5 in the morning. You know, as far as financial wise, that's the one. Now, least favorite, I know you didn't ask that, but my least favorite was when I first came back from college. I needed something quick just to get a couple dollars and just to get a job so I could show up stuff in my apartment. And that was at Giant Eagle on Buckeye.
Hey, why was it your least favorite? I'm sure
it was just the lowest pay. I was getting paid real low, and I had other activities that was like helping me make the same amount of this in like an hour or two, you know?
Right.
So,
but you had to do what you had to do at that time.
I mean, that's pretty much what life is. You gotta do what you gotta do. So that's what it was. When I say least, I didn't dislike it, but it's like, damn, I'm doing all this work for this?
Right.
But you know, as a young man though, you know, as time goes on, you recognize this is part of your life that you have to go through just to get to where you at now. So.
Exactly. Okay, I appreciate that. Tell me a little bit about your transition going into college and how you use some of the things that you saw growing up from your family members and started incorporating that, you know, in college. Tell me about that. Like, when did this start taking off for you, or when did you get the idea, like, I'm going to do this?
Okay. When I went to college, I did not have any idea at all about Sicurrency, the marketing company. I started that in 2015, but my first year of college, I graduated high school in 2011, and then that following year, 2011, later on in that year, I should say, I started college in Toledo, and the process was a learning process, but I learned the best by feeling and going through things. Since my family came from a different country, I was the first direct family member to go to college, so I had to feel that out. And as an 18-year-old boy with all family members who didn't go to college, I had to figure out something called FAFSA. So me learning about FAFSA, learning how the money kind of revolves around school and is it worth it, is it not, that really opened my eyes the most to see how expensive school was. Then, can't remember my teacher's name. During college experience, I took an English course. And some of the book I read and the information she gave me, it just opened my mind up to a lot of things. I've always been a person that's always learning about the culture of America because I moved here when I was young and I was always confused, but I always wanted to know what things were.
What was the book?
I can't remember the name of it.
Okay.
It's like it's a textbook type though. But you know, when you go to school, they tell you to do chapter 2, chapter 12, chapter 20.
Right.
The book is always at my house though. I'm like, you know what? Let me choose chapter 1 about. Let's see what 3 is about. Let's see what 4, 5. So I started doing that, and I kind of learned more and more and more. The main thing I can say about college that I learned though was self-control. Not to go out to party. Don't spend too much. Knowing who's a good friend, who's not. Knowing who should be around you, who shouldn't be around you. That's kind of the main thing college really taught me. And of course, just getting up on my bed on my damn self and going to class and wanting to be in class and listening to what they're actually saying and interpreting and putting into my own words. I feel like college, all that stuff I just said was like, it's a lot. You know, like I said, life is a feeling experience. Going through it, I just learned obedience. I could use that word, obedience.
I like that. So college, you feel like is necessary for everyone. I feel like that, or do you feel that way? I feel like a lot of people, it's some people say you don't need it, especially nowadays. And you gentlemen can jump in too. How you feel about that?
I could say about college, I think college is not needed for everybody. That's just the answer. No, it's not needed for everybody. But it's a good experience if you choose that route. And if you can choose that route and get people to pay for it for you, do it. You know?
I feel like it's an experience needed in life.
Okay.
But not an experience that everybody should go through, because it's not set up for everybody. Some people in life learn to find their own way without college, and finding their own way makes them stronger, makes them better as a person within who they are, and sets them on the right path that they were supposed to be on.
Right.
College somehow, for some people, does not put them on that right path. You go to college, you meet up with the wrong people, and you do the wrong things, and you come out not the way you wanted to come out initially when you went in.
I agree with that. How long do you think you should stay in college before you realize that that's not for you?
I don't think that's how it goes. I feel like you have to go and know if it is for you. You have to know what you want out of life even before you go to college. You got to know where is it you're trying to go, what is it you're trying to be, what is it you're trying to do with your life, with your career. And then as you go along, knowing that, you form a plan. If you stick to the plan, eventually you'll find your way.
Okay, so create a plan. Don't just take the plan that's given to you, like right after high school, you need to go to college.
Exactly.
Actually,
create
wait
your own plan that will fit your life.
That's exactly what I wanted to expound on. Everyone is not ready for college at 17, 18, 19. That's one of the main reasons why you should evaluate and get your finances together probably after 18. But a lot of people start losing sight of their dreams once they do take that time off. So you have to stay focused. You have to have the family, and just like Chrishaw said, you have to get out to bed yourself and go make that money. You got to go make your dream happen. To me, the only thing comes to a dream is a dream. A dreamer is a dream.
That's the truth. Yeah.
So, with that being said, also, a lot of college students don't have the structure to make their own decisions. That's why so many drop out.
Explain that. They don't have the structure to make their own decisions.
Everybody who went to college didn't have a stable home to guide them along or to give them good advice, even though as adulthood, they may have been running from home to go to college. Okay, they may be just now feeling themselves and exploring things that they should not be exploring while they're in college. I'm not saying that you can't do that,
right,
but you may be doing it a little bit too much, and you have no one to actually hold the reins back.
Okay.
So, with that being said, like, everyone's not ready for college. It's different ways. Now, is it great? Is it great structure? Is it show you how to work in today's society? The man's world. So
right.
That's a great stepping stone. But then you have to put your own twist on it. You have to think for yourself. You have to maybe what you call that when you thinking of yourself, but you have to retrain yourself. And it's not just society's the ways. You have to train and see what's right for you. You have to read. You have to, like you said, Chrishaw said, learn from different people. Learn who not to learn things from. Learn to not do things like that person or those a group of people. So there's a lot of things you have to actually go through life, and you're not always ready for that going into college.
That's true. I guess my question is, and this is just my opinion too, how do you know what you're really ready for until you do something, right? And you find out. How do you really know that you're ready for something
Actually,
or not?
a lot of years of preparation. You can't just like your counselor. Your counselor just say, well, look at your grades and see what you're good in or what you're not good in. And they just give you something. You just say, okay, whatever. Because you're not used to that process. You have to be used to that process to get to it. That's like a lot of women say that they, once I get a man, I'll be a good woman. No, you have to be a good woman for that man to want to marry you. You can't become that good woman. You can't become that good man. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be informed. And then you have to study and see what all goes into that, because it's all not glamour. You know what I'm saying? It's not all not glamorous.
Right.
So you have to know what you're getting into, and then you have to love the process. If you don't love the process, then you won't do well, probably.
You gotta love it and trust it, and I like that point too. You actually have to be the thing that you are trying to be or trying to get to. Already. You want a promotion. You don't ask for promotion and then start doing things that, you know what I mean?
You do the
work and you get the promotion, right?
Exactly, yes. You gotta be who you want to be before you actually are that person.
I agree with that.
Believe in yourself and actually work towards doing that. Know exactly how you're going to achieve or get to being that person in life, and just stick to the plan.
For sure. Okay, I like it. Okay, Chrishaw, so boom, you're in college. Do you start throwing these events in college? Did you have a group of friends? Like, explain to me how Sicurrency started, and what is it first off?
Sicurrency is a marketing company, so we specialize in marketing. But I look at myself, and this is a word, I don't know why it stuck with me so much in high school, but being a Renaissance man, and that means being talented at multiple things. Not of a talented, but going hard at multiple things, being able to provide multiple services. So I specialize in marketing, but another things I do is help startup companies, advertising, focal points, target audience, and a little bit of everything with everybody. But the company, as far as the event side of it, the events came along when a couple of friends we were doing events as far as like house parties, just having fun as young kids, high school and earlier college, and a couple years after that, just having fun. After a while, me and two of my friends thought about it. Let's do it professionally, let's do something in Garfield at a place called Mojo's. Shout out to Mojo's, but we doing it at Mojo's, and it was like we were doing it, but it was three different minds coming together. I'm like, all right, it's cool, it's all right, but I was like, this is what I wanted to do, and I got my friends involved with it. Let me do it on my own. So I found a place downtown called Rapskeller, and a guy named China, R.I.P. China, he opened his doors to me, let me come in here and do my events. And my whole mindset was, I'm going to do these events, but I have to do them for a reason. So my logo was created. I had a company name, and I made it up, company name. After a while, I got a name, and I went through certain things that helped me find that name. Once I got the name, I got a logo made. And I've always been big on my classes when I read this thing called brand recognition. I could see a brand, I could remember it. If I see the Walmart logo, I know what it is. If I see a Wendy's logo, I know what it is. If I see the Honda logo on the Mercedes-Benz, I know that's wrong. So I was so big on brand recognition that I put my logo on everything. Now, putting my logo on everything, that was a flyer. I put a flyer out there, information on it, and be at my set, Putting a logo on there was one thing, but I brought in a photographer to take pictures of people. Once a photographer takes pictures, people want their photos. You can't get your photos without my logo being on it. That's brand recognition. So when they post their photos, it's like, you post a photo, but what's this on the corner? Somebody might see it and pay no attention to it. You might see it on Monday. I don't know. You see it on Tuesday? You see it on Wednesday? Brand recognition. So that's one thing I kept going. Another thing, too, with the company, I really focused on making the company, well, you could say unisex. I didn't put a sex on it. I didn't put a name on it. I didn't put a face on it. I made everybody comfortable to come out. I want everybody to be there purposely. So that's pretty much that right there.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so you're doing this for some time. Your first parties, did people just automatically come out? Was it slow in the beginning? Did it take time? Explain that process.
The first few ones, it went pretty well. The reason why I went well, because I was already a good guy in the city as far as, being around sports, being educational, So I had a great history of people, though, in the city that I work with. Hold up. Ask that question again, my phone rang.
You okay? No, basically how, when you were starting out, were there a lot of people coming out to your events? How did you get the word out and everything?
The first few couple individuals came out. I used my main profile to help get the Sicurrency separate profile going. So I sent people there like, check me out, check me out, check me out. Of course, at first some people were stubborn, or I won't say against it, but it was like, But after the first 2-3 weeks, people were like, something's going on over here. Let me check it out. Right. At that time in 2015, there was not much going on in Cleveland. We had a lack of clubs, a lack of venues, a lack of restaurants, a lack of social entertainment. So at that time, it was kind of easy to get people to come together. Then I started booking my friends who just so happened to be popular DJs in the scene. So booking those guys helped me out. I start asking certain people, like, I'll give you a couple dollars, come on out, just come have a drink, you know?
Gotcha.
Just using my sources, using my friends, using my people, just using them and telling them, no, I would do this, do that, and I will help you out here, help you out there. After a while, these people that I'm asking to help out, I got my company, you do marketing, I need help with my company, and then it all plays hand in hand. Instead of coming to my events, now I'm helping you get your company started.
There you go, you started forming partnerships. Okay.
And then these DJs that I'm working with, they're like, damn, I'm coming to your party, I'm having fun, I do my own thing, or such and such of their own thing, nobody's coming, I need help. Okay, that's moving away from the event side. Let me help y'all set a business plan now. Let me help y'all set up. So it kind of hands back and back. After about the first year, I ran into a guy, I ran into a venue called Take 5, a real elegant venue in 2016. I wanted to do a party in there, just, drink, have fun. And
right.
He tells me, no, that's not. Matter of fact, you can't unless you do something with live music.
Wow.
Me, I don't play an instrument. I don't sing. I don't have the ear for music. He wouldn't give me a Saturday, wouldn't give me a Friday, so everything was against me until he said he would pay for the band and he'd give me Sunday nights for free.
Wow.
I, being young and ambitious, took the challenge up. I didn't know how much of a blessing that was because that opened me up to jazz music, live music, which is an older crowd, polished people. So the clientele I would meet at my live music events that would come through and check it out, it was beyond this world. But also, I found out that there was no platform for musicians in the city. When I say musicians, I never dealt with rappers. It's always been conscious words, if that, poetry, singers, something with substance in my eyes. So working with those individuals in that Take 5 situation, the guy, Brian Gresham, he put me onto that situation. That kind of gave me more of a classier look, more sophisticated. So the people that was coming to I'm going to use the word.
Which is what you wanted.
Yeah, which is what I wanted, which is everybody should want eventually. But the people that were coming to my regular turn-up events, they were seeing that I had other events, and they came and checked it out, hand in hand.
Wow. Okay. So, where was this money coming from for you to get these events together? Were people investing in you because they saw, your grind, your hustle, what you were doing, and they're like, okay. Okay.
When I first started doing events, I was still working my job. I was working at the casino, I want to say, which was one of my, as far as income was better.
So you're doing all of this, and you are working a 9 to 5.
Working a 9 to 5.
In your college at that time?
No, I graduated in 2015. So when I graduated, my time was opened up, but I was still working. But the money that I was getting, I wasn't really. I had a dream, I had a goal, so I was saving it. I knew what I wanted to do with my money.
Yeah. Plus,
to start an event, since I was working with a great guy that helped me out, China, R.I.P. once again. Since I was working with him, it was nothing it was no overhead. It was just whatever you get, split it up, and it's yours. So that was a blessing. As time went on, I worked with other venues that got more personal with it. I started working with overheads, though. But at the beginning of the company, I was able to avoid overheads, which was like a blessing. It's a lot of people that will do that for you, but it's hard to come across them,
Can you explain what that means for people that don't know? I'm not sure what that means personally.
All right. Well, some people will have an event. Let's say it's not me. Let's say it's a random Joe Smo.
Got it.
He wants to have an event at a venue. First thing you're gonna have to come across at these events in Cleveland is you gotta pay the venue. It's a rental fee. So a rental fee can range from $200-$300 to thousands, depending on what venue you were at.
Okay, thousands.
Right. Also, before the event starts, little things like the flyer, that costs money. The graphic designers with their money, that's $50. DJs, that costs money too as well. So you got to pay DJs depending on how many you got, 100, 150, 200, depending on who it is. Those are called overheads. Before your event even starts, you have to have that money, We're going to talk about it a little more deeper though. But as far as the overhead, that's what that really means. You got to have rental fee. And then some venues want you to pay security, depending on what venue it is, So you got to pay security. So that's hundreds of dollars you're already in the hole, I should say, already, as if, As time went on, though, I was able to avoid that because people wanted my crowd in their place. So I was able to make my own thing. And that started happening like late 2016, early 2017.
Okay.
But with that, it's a process. Everything is a process, though. But I would say the overhead thing is no matter, even to this day, I still pay overheads for some venues. You know, you got to do it sometimes. You got to pay what you're renting out.
And you've been doing this for some time now, and even you
4
still
years,
have to-
4.5 years. Yeah.
Okay.
Most venues though, because the way I have moved over the years, the polishness I came with it, I kind of set my foot down. I do a guerrilla warfare type of marketing, which means I go hard. I'm posting every day. I'm tagging people every day.
Okay.
I'm tagging you once, twice, 3 times. I go hard. So as the years that have been going on, doing that, even if you don't come to my events, you don't care about my events, I tagged you. You've seen that something's going on over here.
Yeah, and you're gonna come eventually.
Eventually they'll come. You know, I'm gonna use an example earlier in this interview. You said you can't come to my events with somebody. I might know who Rose is, depending on which Rose, but I didn't know you. You know,
Right,
I
exactly.
reached out to you for your birthday on on Facebook, and you reached back and came with this interview opportunity. We crossed paths, been in the same room before, but we didn't know. You
Exactly.
know? So that's
Crazy,
kind of like
right?
how it
How
works.
that comes
That's
back
how
around.
life
And that was
goes.
years ago. I was in high school.
See?
I'm 26 years old now. I've been out of high school for how many years now? So it's just crazy what grinding would really do, and perseverance. And that's what it sounds like. That's something that you absolutely have. You think that's something you have to be born with? Do you think someone who's watching this interview right now and who is absolutely getting inspired by you to do something like this, do you think that they can just take some of the steps you've made and make it happen, or do they have to have something in them already?
I mean, when I first started this company, for the past 4 years, I have to say that the most thing, when people ask me, how do you do it? What is the key? Consistency.
Yeah.
That's it. But also, when you put that word persistency with it, go hard, no matter what. If you want to beat your business, you got to put it on to your business, because it's your business. Your business is a reflection of you. So how do you look at yourself? You know, so I would say that you got to be born with it. No. I know people that don't get. I read so many interviews and so many paper articles about people that don't get started with their business until 33. You know. But before that, it was, you can say BSing, they wasn't inspired, it wasn't motivated, or didn't have the vision,
Right.
Didn't have the idea, didn't meet the right people. But once you get it, just be consistent with it, keep pushing, keep going. If it's a Cleveland person watching this or somebody from out of town, if you're from Cleveland, you know, Cleveland is not the best city as far as networking, working together. You know, I've heard so much being here. But put a little love where the hate is, be consistent, be persistent, it will come. And if you're from out of town, depending on what city you are in, it's the same thing. Put a little love where the hate is and push. Show people love and you will receive it back. If you don't receive it back, cut them off.
There you
know,
go.
Find another. There's not one person that can run this world, you know what I'm saying, and that can run your world too and I'm pretty sure more than one person can help you out. So,
You
but
better
those
say
words,
that.
consistency and persistency, I die by those words, because when I wake up in the morning, I'm tired and I don't want to do this, I do it, you know? I'm persistent. When there's a person telling me like, oh, I'm gonna come out this week. This week comes, they don't show up. All right, I'm gonna show them again. All right, next week, right? All right, they don't come next week. All right, next week, right? All right, they don't come this week. Next week, right? All right. Or no more events for this month. Next month, right? So you got to be consistent, persistent with it.
Right. I like it. Okay.